Good morning. Been a busy morning. Let's see, I think I first got out here at 7:30, I think. The amount of people walking, someone's even blowing off leaves from a porch. I'm like, damn, you guys are starting early. Man, so I talked to my NLP coach. We do little catch-up calls from time to time, see how each other is doing. And since I started my new job and I've quit smoking and quit drinking, all that fun stuff, we haven't talked. So we had a nice chat yesterday, and he was telling me, you quitting smoking cigarettes is a huge accomplishment, and he was proud of me, which meant a lot. He was like, why don't you help other people quit? It's you got the tools to help. I was like, yeah, I guess that's something I could help with, So the biggest question is if you're a smoker, of course, not all of you are. If you've quit, what's crazy to me is people that I talk to, some people will quit for a couple months, which, that was me in the past. 4 months, 8 months, and then they start again. And then I hear stories of people who quit for like 8 years, and then they just start smoking again. I'm like, why did you go so long doing so good and you just started all over again? I don't know. That's just crazy to me. So the question is, if you are a smoker, or really if you have any addiction at that, but specifically for smoking, do you smoke because you love to? Or do you smoke because you can't quit? If you smoke because you can't quit, I'd like to help you. If you smoke because you love to, you don't want my help. Do you want to be in charge of yourself? Because if you're a smoker, you're not in charge. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe if you're smoking 1 or 2 cigarettes a day, that's all you do. I'm not so sure that you're really harming your body enough for that to really matter. I mean, I was a pack-a-day smoker. I was feeling the effects of those things. So, yeah, I just feel like if you're a slave to cigarettes, you got an addiction, you are not in control. And if you want to be, it's empowering. It feels incredible. Now, doesn't mean there's still not urges. It doesn't mean there's moments where you're just, you're not wanting to just go buy a pack and smoke. But, it's relearning some new habits too. People talk about, like feeling your emotions and really understanding them. I don't know that I fully valued that statement until quitting, because when I have those urges, it makes me realize that those are trigger points. Those are like moments of stress. It's just a moment that I wouldn't normally have gone to smoke, and now I'm feeling those feelings that I normally would have, but I'm not smoking anymore. So my mind tends to tell me to go smoke, and then I have to have that internal dialogue and remind myself that I don't. And then that also feels empowering. Just like my NLP coach had told me, this was probably a year ago, and I think we were talking about smoking, and also, he knew I had some self-destructive behaviors and, things I was spending my money on that I shouldn't have. He was telling me that there's power in saying no. Feel good about saying no. He would challenge me to say no to the things I normally say yes to, and yes to the things I normally say no to. Because he said, from his perspective, I was saying yes to the self-destructive things and no to all of the things that were beneficial to me and that would help me. So Since then, I feel so much more in control of my life. There's other things that are surfacing, which I guess we got enough time. So one of my posts recently, let's see, the intuition one, my mom had commented about soul ties and never heard of that. So I was driving around doing roof inspections, and I turned on a YouTube video of, what is a soul tie, and kind of blew my mind a little bit. It's this idea that when you sleep with somebody, you're sharing energy with each other, and that there's like this attachment that could essentially last forever. There's like like this, seems like a subconscious level of longing for each other. With that, you might not really feel that way consciously, but essentially you're, like for a man, you're letting your DNA into someone, and on this, you're essentially tying yourself to that person physically, and that when you release yourself like that, it's draining. It affects you. It can affect your mood, and I'm probably not going to do it justice trying to remember exactly all the little details of this, but I think the thing that stood out was that it can drain you, and then you're taking on people's energies and giving your energies out. And so I never really had a problem with casually sleeping with somebody. It's like, you guys are attracted to each other but don't see each other as the long-term thing, then I didn't see anything, but kind of looked at it as helping each other out, although I never really filled that void. So, and there's times where I would feel like down, wouldn't feel good after sex. So I guess that gave me a whole new perspective on casual sex, and it kind of goes back to my NLP coach having the power of saying no. It's like, you don't have to say yes, even if you are attracted to somebody. It's like, feel good to be more selective, being selective on what I put in my body, being more selective on who I sleep with. It's funny when you quit one thing and you put awareness to it, some other things surface that you're like, wow, I didn't really think that I had an issue, or maybe it's not necessarily a problem. Sometimes we just do something in excess. So, people always say that balance is important. So sometimes we find ourselves being unbalanced in different areas, and sometimes it's at different times that, we're unbalanced in different ways. So, this journey of self-development and self-discovery, it seems to be a never-ending journey. You improve one area, and then there's another area that needs some attention. So yeah, I think this journey for me is empowering, and knowing that if I can help someone else, it's in turn helping me, and keeping me accountable to staying disciplined on this journey. So I challenge you, if you are a smoker that feels that you smoke because you can't quit, I'll do a money back guarantee. I don't know what kind of time frame I should do. 30 days. You smoke within 30 days, money back. All you need is a desire to quit. If you think you can't because you're addicted, that's fine. But if you have a desire to quit, I'll help you quit. Shoot me a private message, and we'll set something up, and we can feel good about quitting together. Well, have a great week.